We were over at destination.
We warm up today?
I thought about riding. That's where the group's going.
Yeah. Well, all the way up there. They come up. Once you go get the water.
Yeah, right. Wait for a long time.
I was gonna see Rich, but I fixed the brakes on her. It's sitting so long now.
No.
It's sputtering now.
I have some seafoam on the bike.
Yeah, I just had her order a cake. Seafoam.
Keep on good stuff.
I use
that on everything.
Yeah, with bike, have to use small free and seafoam.
Keep some injectors clean. I was riding it this morning and I'm like,
You say the whole group is riding up to Daytona after?
That's the rumor.
Ask Josh, he's up front, he might know. Yeah, that will validate at the meeting, but yeah, that's what they're talking about.
yep. Josh, you ought to ride up.
Now.
You can do the industry now.
No.
My hand can't move.
I got one of those throttle assist for when my race starts acting up. Yeah.
Not fun getting old, is it?
Sucks. Got any new?
Not yet. I bought those two guns and then I do my head.
Shot.
Oh, you did? The bump stop? I already have one.
He wouldn't honor what he had on that. Ended up spending $2,000.
Fun to shoot, but not. Fun to shoot, but it's not really fun.
No, I got last week I got
What?
that moved on.
Yeah.
I got the Diamondback.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got a place up here in Copeland.
I bought some of it. They had a lot of problems.
I got the
smaller weapon.
I got the DBX 5.7. The thing was so light.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really light. And I bought the swing away stock. Yeah, I like that. Did that, try that out.
Yeah.
Well, I can shoot that, no problem, on the platform.
Yeah.
Morning.
Sounds like it.
last one.
Busy. He's got a big number he's talking about. Huh? Yeah.
The next service always got me for the first. You're fixing the back. Hey, George, what are you doing with it?
I'm taking the sheet. Just see me how well, how big it is.
Just said today.
You know, after we went to, Stagecoach, and we put it up to, the destination. And talked to the. And by then chemo was no longer cut long, it was long. The chemo was no longer bouncing, she was kind of 35. In donmoody.
For a little bit, then we got off, but back on the. Oh, that's right, there's that. So we got a decker news when we stopped someplace to get something to eat. I met some of the weirdest people asking for, people asking the weirdest questions. When we were at breakfast, I went outside to grab my phone. This guy looked at me and goes, "You really wear those shoes while riding?" No, apparently though, you have to have shoes on your feet when they get service. And then when we stopped this place, did this open air thing on the way home, it's like, oh man, I thought your shoes were your feet were tattooed like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Apparently,
I'm
last
gonna
week-
give you the 2-minute warning, don't stand in the door, but
I need a piece of paper, I guess.
piece of paper.
Yeah, Josh said I paid my dues, I haven't filled out the
Oh, yeah.
All right, there's a sign-in roster in the back of the book. We're using that for now until we sign in.
Fine, hold her out there and tell them they got a 2-minute warning.
Sign in, 2-minute warning, sign in sheet is open.
Hey, how you doing?
Josh said that
Yeah, it's on, I told you, it's on the wall, right there where the stations are. When you come in, at the venue, she'll punch it, it's right there on the wall. One on the far, yeah, one on the far left.
Okay. Okay, welcome everybody to the Fires Group Regulators. Is he, really, you already got the door? Yeah, we got 3 people out there.
I think the only person we're missing right now.
This is he's in the kitchen cleaning dishes. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend.
All the orders yet?
Who's flying? Electronic devices. I don't know. Oh, it is. Fire Group, attention.
Touch the colors. And salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready, two.
All right, President.
Here.
All right. Senior vice. Secretary's here. Sergeant at Arms here. Assistant Sergeant at Arms here. Then we got one of our room captains, Jerry here. All good.
Okay, so. Yeah, you have any guests in here today?
We do have some, guests. 1, 2, 3.
We have, we get, Jeff, you want to stand up?
Tell us a little about yourself, where you're from, what you ride, and it's just the non-members, the new people are going to introduce themselves.
All right, Tim Doak, I'm the senior vice over at VFW 4225 at Kissimmee. I ride a 21 Road Glide Limited, retired Army, about 410. I've been in Florida for 4 years.
Welcome, Tim.
You got your request.
We have two, right, that came in, but they're not here right now. They've also, the one guy, Eric Nelson, still, I remember Ronnie Day, but Ronnie paid his money. This guy here, Nelson, I think we hold on to that one until Nelson. Those are two that
Okay, so before we get into the finance report, what did we make on today?
$90, Brett? We got $90. Brett?
With the tip?
No, I gave $21 to the parking. Is that what we do or not?
it's all.
So we
Well,
got
that's
only 10.
Josh has cash right now.
So we
I got
got,
it right here.
we got 167 from yesterday and 22 that was, I mean, on Friday, I mean. But 167. That's $22.
Oh, so our books haven't come out yet, right? All right. Come back. All right, reading of the minutes. So last month, we had one visitor in attendance. That was Dennis from Okeechobee. There's 12 members here. All the ceremonies were conducted as usual. Mike was out, excused. He had family stuff going on. Let's see, no presentation of bills, blah, blah, blah. Important announcements, nothing. We did decide to go to Squid Lips for the squat and gobble, and then the 16th of March was decided to do Lone Cabbage. We discussed shirts that we needed and who wanted one and what size, but nobody kind of gave me any sizes. So if you want one of the long sleeve red ones, like some of you are wearing, right? I need a size, so what we're gonna do is we'll order those that we need, and then we'll look at how many more we need to have offhand. All right. Besides that, new business, we had John Holtzman was given authority to work with Facebook, Farley, or other groups on behalf of the VFW as the PAO, was in reference to planning out the next poker run. We did talk about the Okeechobee run, tentatively scheduled for 3/31 to 4/1. Go down on Friday, stay in Okeechobee Friday night. Jerry needs head count, to get a block of rooms at cheapest rate. We would do breakfast at 105.39, and then kickstands up at 09:45, riding around the lake, stopping at LaBelle for lunch, the American Legion, and then MVES 200 for dinner, need head count. So we'll talk that on new business and just validate, numbers and everything, for that. Let's see, besides that, annual dues, all right, are due, so if you haven't paid, please get with me and pay it $25. We've done, closing ceremonies at 11 o'clock, and next meeting's the beach day. That's all. Oh, and financials. All right, so for the ending balance of the writers group, we're at $6,862. Over, let's see if we had any. Let's see, writers group, writers income for last month, and this is the month of February, was 300. For writers expense, it was 46.99, and that leaves us with 68.62. 11. And then if you look at the 167.90 from this month so far, what, 250? So we're at right at about $7,000. We'll go over $7,000.
We're doing almost as good as Jessica. Good job.
There you go.
Okay, so we move on to next meeting will be the 18th. Okay. Like night, we'll force them 2 days back. No. Yes. Oh, it's the second one. Oh, second. Okay. Well,
I make a motion, we bump it to the third week, the 16th. All in favor of moving the next writers group breakfast and meeting to 16 April? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Question, your bike night on the 7th, isn't that Good Friday also?
it is.
Okay.
Right now.
Well, the bike night will move in at the,
Yeah, the bike night would move too then.
okay. All right,
Yeah,
so
let's make a motion to move Riders Night to the 14th and, for April. That'll be the third Friday, Blaze the second Friday to offset from. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Hey, good question.
Yes.
Okay, the riders bike ride is April 14th, which is 5 days after Easter, which is the second Friday. So you want to move it to the 21st of April?
No, I'm proposing we move it to the 14th.
That is the normal.
Oh, you're right, Brett. I'm sorry. That is the second Friday.
That is correct.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so we can crowd it all up.
We do not need a motion.
So, well, that'll break it up if we move our meeting to the 6th. So we'll do the Riders Night the 7th.
Riders night on the 14th.
14th and then the 6th.
For the Friday.
But it won't put. Okay, so good point, Brett. Thank you.
Weekend, we get a big. There.
On the 15th.
yeah.
We already have it.
tough to get two, groups to come.
Right. Right. It is.
So we know that we're the Savage Cat. Squad and all. So we need.
And that would be what night?
That's gonna be the 20th.
So on the 20th of April, we have a squat and gobble. I would like to propose a new place called the Angry Jester. It's in just south of the Cocoa Village. It's a new place. Some of you may be familiar with the Angry Wives, place over on Morel by the Publix. They've moved and they expanded, and they have another partner, and I guess Jester. I was there for brunch. The food is tremendous. Also, I'll arrange it with him. He'll host us, arrange a special menu. He's offered like a whiskey pairing with a dinner, or maybe a beer pairing with a dinner. There's plenty of room, plenty of seating. It won't be like have to wait in line for 2 hours to get into the place. So I make a motion, we make our next spot and gobble at the Angry Jester.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion? Motion's on the floor to Angry Jester.
What day?
That'd be the 20th of April. That extends up 1,800 from the post. Yeah. El Charro. Yeah. The guys were real excited at the proposition of, hosting an event. They're new and trying to, drum up business. So terrific. Okay. So motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor of the squat and gobble going to the Angry Jester?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you very much.
On the note about Squidlips, I have a battery pack or whatever, and come back and talk to the manager. The girl that took Easy's call never wrote it down for us to have a reservation. And she said next time they want us back, please, reservation, and get the person's name. So they're willing to work with us, they want us back, they like the idea, it was really good for them, really bad for them that we were standing around, and people asked, why are they standing around? So,
Yeah, the food was good. Nice venue on the water there. A lot of tourists. I noticed 9 out of 10 plates were from outside. So it's just a busy time for us to try to find a spot and gobble like that. Little touristy over there.
We got one PA. Need anything done or anything like that?
Hey, discussion on the long cabin.
Yep. On the Thursday night.
Yeah.
Only on the weekend.
All right. Is that where you guys voted on the line? Can you check with Long Cabin, see if they'll,
I was just for saying that they close at 6. So probably safe to say that for that.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
John, would you be willing to call them and let them know we're coming?
Sure.
Then at least we don't ride up with 10 riders and they get ready to close it up or something.
Yeah. Any time you guys want, even if I'm out of state, I could go for it.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll get the contact information from you then. I'll get the contact information from you.
I wasn't even at the meeting. I don't know. But I'll give you the number.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the phone.
You never been to Lake County?
Okay. I've been there. Been a year. Okay.
Okay, so, agenda here we have, Yuki.
Yes.
Part of the writers group, everybody votes. And, I don't know, does he pay that?
No.
I wouldn't pay you either till I got voted.
I have money here.
Okay. So, we gotta put it to a vote.
I make a motion that we accept him as a member of the writers.
I second the motion.
Aye.
Any opposed?
What would the hell of discussion?
Discussion?
Well, you did say Army.
Another Army guy.
Hey, I can validate he's the Army guy, so we're good. I don't know about all the rest of you going on.
I've done two, I'm gonna do the third one today.
We still have the rule that the new guy buys the first round if you're doing
We're still waiting on you.
I paid.
And then, as a reminder, Tim, if you're on today, you'll patch it.
And then patches, $50. And if you need that, you talk to the bartender and she can get them, for you. We have what we call.
He's got that big Army patch.
I wouldn't take that.
Okay, so
Velcro, go Velcro.
today we're talking about taking a ride. We're talking about, is that what we wanna do? You gonna date on it? Maybe,
I don't really think we need to vote on that.
Where we wants to go.
Where else would you go? Let's go if you don't.
So there's two routes up there. US one. 99 to 44, take that one up so that mission day. Today's the last day.
Just one's fine.
Huh?
Just one's fine. Taking that one, it's pretty steady and so get the tight and stuff on up.
Is there a little place there too on the floor?
I mean, yeah.
Not anymore. Yeah, the place he's gone. Yeah.
What about the
You
last
can
day?
still hit it up.
Was it during bike?
No.
Yeah, just last week.
Okay.
All kinds of events.
Right.
So there's others on US Army.
There are, there's Pintos, there are other places all up by
Pintos is pretty
First turn,
First Tournament.
just up the road too.
Yeah.
Alright.
So we know we're good to go. Yeah, okay, so shirts, right? Last time people wanted, or we talked about shirts. Anybody not have a shirt that wants a shirt? All right, so come up and see me after this and give me your size, all right? All right, second thing is the Okeechobee ride, right? We talked about it being, 31st and the 1st, right? I need to send out information today, on that, right? So right now, with what I had was I had Fry, Burgess, right? Cermak, Spots, or Jerry Giesla, Stan, John, Sean. I need to know who is interested in going on. We talked about leaving on Friday, or possibly if you couldn't make Friday evening, going Sunday, but we talked about meeting here as a group and going down Friday. All right. This coming Friday.
31st.
31st. All right. So I'll just tell you, I'm out. I got a family event on Saturday. I have to do. I kind of missed quite a bit of them, so I'm out for this run. So if you're interested, raise your hand. Alright. So,
Wasn't a lot of this, hanging out with Bob, the one guy that bike up and running?
no. Price. Alright. Jonathan.
Gosh, there's no R money.
It's just fives?
Fees.
FIES? Alright. I've been calling your.
I know. We're not financial. We're
Alright.
selfish.
Jonathan, who else? I know Jerry and Gisela. So Jake, you're in?
Yeah.
Alright. Am I missing anybody? Brett. Alright, who else? Alright, so I got Fries, Jonathan, Jerry, Gisela, Jake, and Brett.
Like that, I didn't even see.
Alright. So those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I got. So that puts Stan at said interest. So, and Sean possibly. So I guess I'll send out another email. But right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 riders I got. And then I'm assuming if you're wanting to go, you're saying yes, you want dinner Friday night and breakfast Sunday. Or Saturday. All right. And then lunch. Okay. All right. So 6 riders, all meals. All right. I think that's what I needed, right, Jerry? All right. Oh, and beds. So I got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 5 rooms. At least. All right.
Don't worry, Jiggles.
Well, I got validate. Gone. So. All right. Let's see what else I got. Maybe let's see if I'm missing. Talked about shirts. Talked about the open Kobe ride. Talked about PAO. All right, dues. Right, pay your dues. You haven't paid your dues, and you pay them. All right, don't make me be an asshole. Yes.
What paid mine?
I'll tell you. So here's who I'll tell you who I got paid. Where am I with that? So, and this is going back to November that I'm tracking. So Jerry, George, Dan, Brett paid today. John paid. Russ Martin, Mike, Don, Gisela, Jake, and Timothy. All right. Any questions?
Yeah, did you got me in that list?
No, you're not on my list yet. So there's November, but when I saw the November, I didn't have your name marked down.
I can never argue.
I know.
Big CRS.
Right.
At the end of the meeting, we need to help you get you cleaned up before we go park for Daytona.
Thank you, Brett. Hey, I would just like to discuss real quick bike night. So for many months in a row, we had County Road in here playing. There was some complaints about they're too loud for the venue. You know, the canteen isn't very large. They sometimes show up with 5 guys, sometimes show up with 1. Nevertheless, we've asked them to move on, at least temporarily. This last Friday, we had a new guy come in, Scotty Hobson, who I know from out in town. He's an entertainer throughout the area, and we hired him to come in Friday night. Turnout wasn't great. We're still paying him. It's $150 that we pay our entertainment. that we pay him. We were paying County Road 250. Okay. If turnout isn't better, I don't see the value in hiring a band to play for us on bike night. Maybe we ought to hire them at a different time. But bike night seems to be more, I know we're busy with burning burgers and brats and doing the dinner and selling dinners and then cleaning up. So the evening's shot. And it isn't until well after 7 that I have a chance to go. And then I find most of us are in back shoots, you know, smoking a stogie or what have you. So I just don't know how valued hired entertainment is on bike night. It may be different if we had a deck out in the back, we could have it outdoors, and we could have a more of a biker venue. But a lot of us don't seem to go into the canyon. And I'm just wondering if it's best money spent. You guys.
My advice on it, you know, there might be bikers that are kind of go up just to try and support the band. You know, even the last time that I was here, before, you know, you had mentioned it, a couple of guys went out there and sat there just to try and be there for them. But the majority of it's the group together talking.
Right. Yeah, and I don't think, you know, a lot of us are just shooting the breeze. We're checking out each other's bikes. We're meeting new people. I brought a friend in last Friday. And the bar's making money, so what's the point of us hiring a band? You know, maybe we ought to try them up on Mark.
I would like your idea, wait until we get the back deck put up before we else in and have an outdoor venue. That's where we are. If we want a beer, we're gonna go and get a beer or soda or whatever else. We're outside.
Yeah. That's what I'm noticing. You know, if we're smoking a stogie or we're looking at bikes, we're talking about tech stuff, whatever. We're just not in the game enough like. And that's after we're done with dishes and serving and cleaning up and cooking and all the stuff that goes into bike night. So perhaps we ought to consider taking a month off.
So if I may, basically hold off on any more economic promotions. Hold off on having bike night until we get the back deck built. Prioritize work. Because that's a waste of money. Wait until
Well,
next.
I like your idea, Mark, and I agree. I think we ought to wait a while. I don't think we could be so resolute as to when the deck's done that we've been working on for 5 years. So let's hold off. Maybe we just hold off a month or two. I'll tell you what, I'll take it on and talk to Carol, reconsider our bike night support for a band, and maybe we take a month off and see how the canteen does comparatively. To see, are we hurting business by not having entertainment? Because they're winding down with show me the money. A lot of them stay in, they listen to the band for a while, and then everybody's out of here except for the bikers. So let's hold off a week or a month or so. I'll talk to Carol and maybe make it a ring.
Correction on that, it's only been 4 years.
So I think, honestly, I think because did we schedule that guy for next month?
No.
Then I think we can call it now. You ain't gonna, you know.
The canteen scheduled him back the 31st.
Yes. All right, so that's good, but I think we just make it, we just say, hey, we're not gonna bring entertainment back next month for the riders, and then we'll play it by ear.
I like that idea. You guys agree with that?
Yeah, I say we only use it.
Right, maybe we're gonna do a poker run, and we're gonna have a larger venue, then we consider bringing in a band that way. Okay, all right. So I'll take that on. I'll work with Carol, who is the canteen's entertainment director, and we'll, yes, Don?
While we're on the subject of bike night, I looked into flags for out front for less than $200. Get a flag with a stick in the ground.
Feather.
Yeah. Logo in the middle, bike night. So simple.
Yeah.
If we want to go with it, I will take it on. I'll get it and then bring in the receipt. So I'll have it before the next meeting. Trust me.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so you want to make a motion? I make a motion that Don get us a bike night flag that we can display out by the road. when we're having bike night, or even at breakfast, we could do.
Yeah.
We
Well, I
could
mean,
do,
you need one just breakfast.
Biker breakfast or biker night?
Biker building.
welcome to. So I make a motion, we authorize Don at least about $200, give or take, change, to get us a bike night flag.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Thank you, Don.
Biscuits, I know, usually.
Motion.
Lately, biscuits have been pretty good. These soft. So,
Fred, I thought you did a great job on this.
yeah.
I like them. Rebecca, put more gravy on top. Even though Ron said that ain't helping your business.
Whenever you talk a little bit about, I think you mentioned the back deck. All right, hey, I'm talking everybody over them. All right, so back deck. John got all the estimates for the for the materials and to build a back deck, as well as if you look at the those metal things for like a drive, what do you call those? Carport. Like the carport metal stuff you see. I think they have a couple of places put that on there. Got the whole pricing and everything. For that, without any labor, was I think 12 to 13.
Yeah, the carport, the top part, Carolina carports would actually come in and they would deliver it. So the deck would be what we would have to build.
The deck would be right. So
Can I ask a question about the carport? Does it have any sides or walls?
No, it's gonna have your supports that come up. They're 14 gauge,
So it's
and
like
then it'll be a metal roof. So you could once we built the deck, the way I designed the deck would be 2x12s for the deck. So you could build anything you want off of that. So what I gave you would be a structure with a traditional deck, and then you could dress it up whatever way you want to dress it up.
Well, the reason I asked that is to the west of us in the afternoons in the summertime is where we just get blazed afternoon sun.
Yeah.
So having some sort of a wall.
Well, we could go back to Carolina. The process with Carolina carports is real simple. They have a site that I just go on the internet and if you want to modify something, if you want like a metal siding on there, I can go ahead and go back and update it. They would give us a new price quote. They're real quick about it. So something like that, if you guys just show me what you want, I can go back in and redo that. You know, it's 170 mile per hour rated hurricane professionally engineered design building. That's one of the few in the state of Florida that you can walk in and get a permit for it. Right, because I just did it with my place with the city of Palm Bay. So yes, it's rated.
And that'd be low maintenance too, without wood to paint or stain or whatever. A metal structure on a solid deck would last a long time. Mark?
I don't think we really want like a solid wall on that side, but if you got, say the vinyl curtains in restaurants that you can put up or take down if you want.
I have one, I'll donate it, it's from a restaurant.
Yes.
It's like the cloth, the sun cloth.
Yeah.
We can stretch that out over the thing.
It's
a start.
Yeah. You almost want to, so you want to see it all around.
I'm not saying we want a wall, but we want that sort of shape.
Well, you could also, like, I know you guys were interested in building like a small bar or something like that out there. You could get kind of creative, and when you build the bar, if you're worried about the sun coming that way, you could kind of build a bar so the back of the bar blocks the sun on that side. So it's
Like a thatch.
kill two birds with one stone.
Kind of like a tiki bar type.
But off of the deck that I designed, you could do whatever you want to do. It's gonna be solid.
I mean, that's a pretty affordable alternative, I think, considering what we looked at for wood structure.
Well, in the deck, to be honest with you, if we just got a work crew together, we got enough guys in this room that know what they're doing. You know, we could build that thing in probably a couple days. The thing that'll take the longest is that time. That's what's going to take the longest. But other than that, a couple guys will, I mean, the way I laid it out, it's gonna go up quick, real quick.
If it's only $12, you can get
I think it's gonna work out to be probably 15, closer to 15.
Now, is that a house effort? That's not just the riders.
No, that has to go to the post.
Well, no, it would be, yeah, but as far as the effort, I mean, and who, it would be up, and we could open it up to anybody that wants to, no. But
Right, but as far as costs and stuff, like, is it a rider's proposal to have the house and help pay
we would,
for it?
it would be, if that's what we want to do, then we would bring it up to the, we'd talk it at the house, and then we vote on it. All three groups could pay.
And then everybody owns it.
Yeah, anybody else.
Yeah.
You can't tell anybody they can't go there, they're all.
Yeah.
Tell anybody.
So they say,
Yeah, okay.
just say
I
$5,000.
couldn't come here.
What's that?
$5,000 a group.
Well, your house and the post is the same. Right, and I'm not three.
Right, we got the riders, the auxiliary, and the house.
And, yeah, but I wouldn't put the money on the auxiliary, because the auxiliary has no revenue, right? I mean, they do, but that. Is right? It's not where they could throw out $5,000 and say, hey, here you go. Okay. So it would be one of those things where it would be the post and the rider.
Well, before prices go up. President. Yeah, we ain't no telling. what
Yeah,
the
16
price is.
foot. 2x12 PT is not cheap.
Gonna go, well, yeah, I even priced it, I gave Josh all the prices, it's like $40 a piece.
So is the discussion start now or?
We have, place where we
I
can
think the
stop.
permits, you can stop with the permits, it's always a chance you don't get permits.
Still all has to go through
Yep.
the house and the, yeah.
There's nothing we can do here that says go buy, right? All we can do here is recommend that it goes before post leadership, right? Or post.
So you're gonna you recommend then the riders group come represent a proposal for the house?
Well, not even to the house, I'd say to the, if this is what the group wants, then I think, the group comes in to the post meeting. I mean, of course, there's a lot of us here that are at this meeting.
Yeah.
But if it's something this big, then that's what I'd like to see. Hey, that membership, that is really driving it to come in and support it as it goes to the post meeting.
The only caveat I have to this whole thing, because I'm going through this process right now, is it would be prudent to take whatever we want to do and go to the building permit place and say, are you guys going to be okay with this? Because, what I'm learning about doing things in Florida is the way we do things is where I do it, and down here are a whole different animal. So,
haven't proposed to anyone.
yeah, well, all I'm saying is that, I don't know if it would be the post commander or whoever, but somebody representing the post really should I'll provide everything I have, I'll even go along with it. But I think we should set up a meeting or whatever and go to whoever the permitting authority is for this post and say,
Are we in Melbourne?
boom.
Yeah, I'm sure. So we can do.
We're Melbourne.
Devon's, we're still in city. Let's go to the city.
You got to know.
You're really Melbourne.
All shores goes from
Nope.
post to, this strip. Yeah, I'm this strip. Goes, we gotta go through, right here at the town hall.
Just Palm Shore stuff, no?
Yeah, all shores town hall. That will be a report. Process there.
So
Well,
we
we're
should
in
probably
context.
form
Yeah,
some
it's just
sort of a tech committee,
Gotta get on.
like an addition committee. Folks that are designated and willing to go represent us, and then have the authority from post leadership to go represent.
That's the key. We just need to make sure we can. That's bottom line.
Before we buy a nail.
So I think if we have all that information, Josh, bring it to the next.
Well, you don't need, I don't think you need, there's nothing that to set up a meeting with do that, you don't need that doesn't need to go to the post, right? We can authorize that area, hey, move forward, we'll do that, and then that is strictly gonna tell us whether or not it's even feasible, right? If we get the okay from them, then we take it to post, like, yes, it's permittable, we wanna move forward with it.
All right, then I'll take that action.
Okay.
John, would you accompany Josh?
Yeah,
with the
whoever
plan?
you want me to go with.
I'll take that action.
Okay, thank you very much, Greg.
Yeah, I'll
Awesome, and then we can come to the post, knowing what the city thinks, knowing what we. need to go
Exactly,
through.
because if the city comes back and says you need to do this, this, and this, we can go back and we'll modify it, and then when you go to the post, you say, you got a plan. Okay.
All right, so with that there, I would say the schedule is at the April meeting, because we have a meeting, Monday with that first. There's a meeting on the 20th, right? So might be pushing it to try to get it done next week, but no later than 17 April, we should look at going before the post membership.
Yeah, I'll try to.
All right, if we get that okay and all that, then we can look at it, earlier, but no later than next.
I'll just need to get those, the sizes and stuff.
Okay.
Forward that email.
All right.
Because that meeting's coming up and our next meeting is further away. Do we want to make a suggestion to the folks saying, this is what our idea is, we're willing to put up this
We've
much,
already
this much?
talked about that.
Okay.
We know it's coming.
Okay.
You done with that one? Yeah. I'd like to take a little time to talk about this proposed poker run that we are throwing out there. Okay, so I went and I did a recon on 2 other poker runs, and I know Goat Roper was on one of them, and I think that Mark was on another one. I think that we need to we're talking about committees, I would strongly recommend, if we're gonna have a successful, let's be proud of it poker run, it's one thing to say we're gonna do it in the summer. It's another thing to really make it happen. And I think that I fall in the group, and I know you guys feel the same way. If we're gonna do it, let's make it a good one. Okay, so I think, and my recommendation is gonna be, I think it's a great idea, but we need to have a small, dedicated committee of people, and that includes the auxiliary, okay? Because I've done a lot of work and a lot of research and looking into this thing. We've got to figure out within the committee, that, put it out to vote, whatever, what do we really want to do? And then, we have all these different ideas, but we got to make it work. So do we have a little band there, like your friends? Do we, because for example, at 81, post 81, they did a great job, okay? Anybody that was on that run, but let me tell you, I belong to post 81, it didn't just happen overnight. They put a lot of work into that thing, and you can see that they put a lot of work into that thing. I think it's going to be a big mistake for us to just keep saying we're going to do a poker run in the summer without
John, your
having.
point's well taken. We had a great poker run last summer, and then we tried to do another one perhaps a little prematurely. Our commander was out of town for 40 days. You're right. It is a post effort to host a poker run.
And I will be more than happy to do anything I can. I have to be in Pennsylvania maybe for a month this summer, but I'll be back. I can still coordinate from PA, but for instance, I've talked to a couple of the different bars, okay? I talked to, now Bar Mo's, but the one that, Lou's Blues. I talked to the owner there. And they said, we used to do poker runs all the time, okay? And we would love to get back into doing that again. If you let us know that you're going to do a poker run on a Saturday, we'll make our shift line up with your poker run so we can support your poker run. They're interested in it, okay? So there's a lot of places, but the biggest thing is we got to figure out what do we really want to do, because I don't want to be out there talking to all these people. We need to make sure, like for instance, Josh made a good recommendation. We have a southern route, we have a northern route. Okay, what do we really want to accomplish? Because when we start going after these businesses or the other VFWs or the other legions, we need to have a plan, and this is what we're going to stick to. Because you start talking about prizes and DJs or bands and all that. This is like all of us are in the military. This is sort of like an operations plan.
We haven't
No, we were just throwing out some kind of something. So we are just in the real preliminary thing. I'm just being the honest broker. I'm not gonna sit here and go, oh, yeah.
The last one didn't go so well.
Well, we set it up way in advance, so we had plenty of time, and then other things kicked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we could do. I think a happy, and I'm sorry if I'm taking up a lot of time, but a good mix I think would be to tie in the community and also the VFWs and the legions. Try to get maybe a 50-50 mix. And maybe that would be a way to bring a lot of the because what happens is when you go on these poker runs now, it's the Legion and the VFWs. I'll be honest with you, okay? So if we want to make this thing a little bit bigger and get new people into the post that might want to join our post that really aren't even familiar with it, if we put out that we're going to do a poker run that's going to include a couple of the local businesses, including the group we always go to, now you start getting some new blood in here, and maybe this will make things a little different. It's just a suggestion, okay? But I can't make that decision alone. We have to have a group of people say, yeah, this is what we want to do.
Why not designate 3 people or something as a plan?
I like that idea.
Yeah,
And then have them develop a plan between now and say May's bikers meeting. They present the plan to see if it's gonna work for maybe July or August. And then, tweak it that way.
I'm bored, I'll play along.
That's a good idea. Your points are well taken, John. It does take a lot of effort. We're gonna want to get our post membership involved to help host. Like you said, you got new folks coming in all the time. They go off.
Well, and just looking at the manpower, I don't know if you have, let's say you have 7 stops.
Yeah.
We can't put that on those people to give cards out. We have to have somebody physically sitting at each one of those places.
So we want to do that before next meeting, so.
I'm willing to get together.
Yeah. So let's nominate for right now. That'll start the meeting. And then we'll talk before next meeting. Have something to go. So
Yeah,
you're obviously.
I'll volunteer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll volunteer.
I think you guys already have enough on your plate, right? So let some of the other riders, so I'll join that committee. There's 2. Jim suggested.
I live over, I'm 70 miles away.
That might be hard for Tim.
I live in Rock Lake. I'll be a third.
All right, so there's Izzy.
Thank you, guys.
Izzy, you want to be 4?
So I make the motion, we designate the poker room committee as Jake, Mark, Izzy, John, and Tim.
Yeah, we'll get together, away from the meeting, get things going. We'll have some position. Good. Anything else?
That is all I.
I'd like, Josh, did we find out if anybody's gonna be coming down the following morning?
So, everybody that,
People are coming on Friday, but.
everybody that signed up,
Who's down Saturday morning, what time will they get there?
well, they gotta get there by 6 pins up, right? So, what I have. Between, so Mark, Jonathan, Jerry, Gisela, Jake, and Brett, is everybody good to go down Friday evening?
You don't have any on, Jim.
You didn't raise your hand. Are you on the list? All right, now you're on the list.
We read it the first time.
Hey, Josh, when you're saying Jonathan, are you meaning me or someone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there another Jonathan?
No, I'm just John.
Oh,
So you can call me that.
right.
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 I'm telling you, I'm not gonna answer.
All right. So, so everybody is good Friday evening? All right, so it ends up here 5?
1,700.
5 p.m.
What time is the supper down there?
It's about, what is it to get earlier? It's gotta be, what, 2.5 hours?
2 hours.
About 2 hours.
Well, Jerry's leaving, it'll take an hour and a half.
So we'll,
Oh, that one.
I'll reach out. Honestly, maybe dinner ain't the thing. If we're heading down, we're doing pick things up at 5. It might be dinner needs to be
Pushing
on the way or something like that, right? I think that, because usually dinners are 5 to 7. That's usually your vet north. So, I can reach out to them and say, hey, let's just do the breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Saturday and not dinner on Friday.
Yep.
All right. And then for hotel purposes, so is it for everybody that wants to go down Friday, you're staying Friday night, would you come back Saturday after the run, or are you staying down there Saturday night?
I'll probably sell that.
Is there any, okay, so Jerry, looks like 2 nights.
It's a pretty long run.
Especially when we get back Saturday, and if you wanna go to the casino.
Yeah. So Jerry, if you can reach out to the hotel and maybe look at 7, right? Right now I'm counting 5, but I'll send an email out to see if anybody else is interested in it during that time. But I would say 5 to 7 rooms at that place would be what to look at.
2 nights.
All right.
And I have something. I'm not being a smart ass when I ask, what happens when you cross the 50 cal with the 7.62? You may know. Easy.
Cal wins every time.
We went up, our first Daytona. He doesn't have a bike yet, but when he does, he's gonna meet the bell. It's made out of a 50 caliber shell with a 7.62 bullet. Easy. Come here. Because you need a new bell for your new bike when you get it.
a bike first.
You need a bell that has enough attitude.
If you don't know the story of the Gremlin Bell, I'll be
Read
happy
it
to
to
share.
And just since I was corrected on, it's not fries, it's peas or what is it? Izzy, not easy, right? I-Z-Z-U.
Easy
Why?
is protein.
It says easy.
Easy
Oh,
is
is it?
protein.
Oh,
I'm
is
gonna
it?
call him
Yeah.
I always thought of Izzy.
You're off my.
I think corrected.
Listen to the price.
All right. That's all I got.
Yes.
One last thing. And this is important, okay? This is a rider safety kind of thing. It's an after action from Friday. And this is not picking on anybody. I'm just gonna throw this out in general. So this is for the good of the group. If you've never led a ride, you need to try to lead a ride sometime, because then you'll understand where I'm coming from, okay? The guy who's leading the ride is in charge, okay? They've done recons, they have a route plan, they put the route out. If you have input into that route, you need to give input into that route before you take off and go on the route, okay? Input on the way is nothing but confusing, distracting, and it's inappropriate, okay? The other thing is that whoever is leading that ride has to make command decisions immediately, okay? That means that whoever is riding behind, whoever's leading the ride, has to be able to get stopped, okay? You don't know what's going to come up in front of you. It could be an animal, it could be somebody coming off of a side road. Whether that decision is right or wrong, somebody has to make that decision, which means that when those brake lights go on that lead rider, you stop, okay?
That's why the lead rider needs to know, you don't brakes only to stop, you hit the brakes to stay.
Right. But the bottom line is, when you're riding, whoever's leading that ride is who you key on, okay? So I've been riding a long time, and I've had some things happen here recently I've never had happen before. So I feel I need to put it out for the good of the group.
Busy, did you have something?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Two dishes.
Okay, next meeting is the 14th. March. No, April. All right. And, everybody saw it.
Shoot. Message was, for our next, can you shoot me a text message to remind me about that, because I'm not coordinating, making sure that they know we're coming. Okay. I have my phone turned off, so I can't take any calls.
No, squat and gobble for April the 20th, but we do have the squat and gobble for March is this next Thursday.
Yeah, and we need to know whether we. Yeah, we
Where
already said
where is it?
it. Okay, so, I'd say Vice President.
All attention colors. And salute. 2. Meeting's adjourned.
Hey, you want a shirt?
Yeah.
All right.